Remember when you were a kid and you had a colouring book and maybe some big fat chunky wax crayons or marker pens, and you'd sit there scribbling and filling in all of the colour, and you didn't really care whether you went over the lines. It was just really good fun, wasn't it, just to sit there and scribble that colour in, and you were so pleased with the result afterwards. And it didn't matter that you went over the lines, you didn't care. In fact, you didn't even know that you weren't supposed to go over the lines. You were just really in the moment, playing with that colour and just making a mess and loving every single moment of it. It was only much later, as you got older, that you realised that you're supposed to colour inside the lines. And then you felt really proud when you actually did that. Do you remember the moment when you were really struggling to stay inside the lines and you slipped and you still went outside the lines and you got frustrated with yourself? And then the next time you did it, wow, you stayed inside the lines. You conformed to what everybody was expecting you to do. And from that point onwards, you stayed inside the lines for the rest of your life. In fact, we tend to stay inside the lines in so many areas of our life, never breaking that conformity, always doing exactly what it is that other people and society expect us to do. We never challenge ourselves. We never step outside our comfort zone. We're always staying comfortably within the boundaries of what is expected of us, never challenging that status quo. But you know, great creativity actually takes place outside of colouring in the lines. That's where it takes place. We need to push our own boundaries and step outside and take the risk. It's okay to colour outside the lines, not only with that picture when we were a kid, but in so many areas of our life. I see or hear so many people who say to me that there's no way they could ever be creative. They just can't do it. I mean, I'm an artist, so my background is in drawing, painting, sculpture, and I hear this a lot from people. I'll never be an artist. I can't draw. This is complete nonsense. You know why? Because when you were a kid, your first primary language was art. Before you learnt to speak, before you learnt to write, you were already making marks, possibly with a pen or a wax crayon, or maybe, like me, you'd grab your mum's lipstick and you'd draw all over the walls. Oh my God, did I get into trouble for that? But I was drawing all over the walls with my mum's red lipstick. Maybe that's the tool that you used when you were a kid. But it's our primary language. Now we then judge whether that mark making that we've just done is good art or bad art. And again, we're using the framework, the restraints, the expectations of society at large, our friends, our colleagues, our parents. Society puts this frame upon us and we then conform to it. This is good art, this is not good art. But the reality is that story that we're telling ourselves about what constitutes good art is just a story. It's not real, it's not true, and you don't have to believe in it. I've had so many people say to me, I'll never learn to draw. And I've taught them how to draw. I have yet to find a single student in more than 20 years of teaching art that I couldn't teach how to draw. Anyone can do it. If you have the ability, if you have the ability to write your name, put marks on paper and write your own name, you can learn to put marks on paper in another way and produce a drawing. You do have that skill. If you doubt this, if you feel like you need some support and you need some encouragement to develop your creative abilities, and my specialism, as I said, is within the visual arts, but I'm talking here about developing your creative abilities in whatever art form. That could be music, it could be literature, it could be architecture, it could be fashion design, it could be filmmaking. whatever, or poetry, whatever your particular creative urge is, I can help you get to that place. It's not hard. You just need to have confidence in yourself. You need to break down those blocks that are preventing you developing that creative ability and believing in your own abilities. I can give you the tools. I can teach you the tools that you need to actually succeed in this space. If you'd like to put that to the test, I'm running a 2 hour free workshop on October the 20th. That's next Thursday. If you'd like to sign up for that, just send me a message or leave a comment on this video. And I'm quite happy to bring you into that workshop. I'm going to give you all of the tools you need in that workshop. Okay, it's built around the practice of mindfulness meditation, because mindfulness is one of the key tools that all creatives use. You can't produce creative work without having an instinctive ability to tap into that mindful awareness of the moment. So we're going to be looking at that. We're going to be looking at tools to develop your own particular creative potential. So do come and join me. It's going to be an amazing workshop. As I said, it's free. You've got no obligation here. You just sign up and come along and see what you can find out that's going to progress you in your own creative endeavours. Leave me a message or leave a comment and I'll get back to you. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.